All right. Shalom, shalom. All right. We're going to get this class started shortly. Hoping everybody can hear me all right. All right. The water. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street under Commanding General Yohana. And we are not associated or affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite or Christian group. Tonight's class is the Lashawan Qadash class. This is our language, the Hebrew class, the Holy Tongue. It is extremely important if you, particularly if you are in the school, if you are in the school in any way, shape, or form, whether you are a trooper, officer, and up, a sister, or anyone who is tuning into any of our classes, it is extremely important that we as a whole and that you specifically work to learn the Lashawan Kodash, work to learn how to read, speak, and understand Hebrew. All right. It is not an extremely difficult language. Obviously, it is a different language. So there are going to be a few minor challenges, but by and large, it's just repetition. That's the important part, just repetition, just learning, practicing, and tuning into these classes so you can get um, the better understanding, the breakdowns, um, the conjugations, the all of those different pieces that go into any language. All right. It's again not extremely difficult, but something that you are only going to learn with practice and repetition. Okay, this is not just going to come to you. There are pieces of it that seem to come easier than others. But again, all of it is going to take repetition and practice. All right. So continue to log into the class, continue to take notes. And that goes for all the classes, whether it be the history class, the brotherhood, it's like a history class on Monday, brotherhood class on Tuesday, uh, caps scripture breakdown class on Wednesday, or this class on Friday nights. Make sure you all are taking notes. Make sure you are studying. Make sure you're doing um, all of the things necessary to become a good student. And so that again, if you are in this school and you are tuning into these classes, then you have a certain understanding of what the truth is. Even if you're not necessarily in the school, you have an understanding of what the truth is and where it is, right? Um, as you continue to attend these classes, put your work in, put the effort in, and eventually come in and you know get to participate in some of the work. This definitely is a part of it all. Um, Scripture breakdowns are awesome and they're well needed, especially um, to be able to wipe the Christianity off of so many of our brains who are in who you know as we come out of the world. It's definitely needed, um, and that's oftentimes where the hunger, the drive is for folks that come into the truth. We want to learn everything we can about the scriptures and what they truly mean, and what how we have been misled, and so on and so forth. We want to do all of that, and that's great. That's having a zeal for the Most High. That's awesome. It's like it, but to not give that same kind of zeal to the Lashawan Qadash is where a lot that's where the problems can sometimes lie. And to be completely honest, the Lashawan Qadash, the Hebrew, is what you need to really get the full understanding of so many of these scriptures. So many of these scriptures. To get the full understanding of what the Hebrew definitions are, particularly, obviously in the Old Testament. It to not have that and to know a breakdown, you kind of only know part of the breakdown, if that kind of makes sense. All right. So we're gonna get into all this really quickly. Before I do that, I want to give courtesy salute to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shem Shabbat and to the sisters. Shalom Yahweh Shemar Alathan by Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. We are. As we always start every class, we're going to go over the alphabet first. Then we're going to go over some conjugation that we did last week. Um, and we're going to continue with that. We're going to continue getting into some of the different words. Hopefully, everybody's coming with some words that they may have been thinking of since last class, so we can um, get those get those Hebrew words, and we can kind of start making this as much as we can a part of our daily use. All right, that's how again we build on learning and knowing and reading um, and being able to speak the Lashawan Qadash. We have to make it part of our daily kind of routine. And that's easy, that's easy to do. The more vocabulary words we learn, the more words we learn, the more we understand um, how to read the letters, the more we commit those to memory. All of that makes learning the Lashawan Qadash much, much easier. All right. And it's just, again, it's repetition and it's a process. Okay. So we are going to get into Slovakia. We're going to get into the, the alphabet first. All right. Now, bear with me. I need to change something. I might be able to do it anyway. All right. All right. Let's see what we can do. Oh, okay. No sweat. Maybe not. All right. All right. Here we go. This is your ah. This is your ah. On the left is the ancient, and on the right is the Assyrian. Again, as we always say that it's like the ancient Hebrew tends to come easier. The Assyrian is a little bit more challenging, or at least it was for me. For most brothers and sisters, it can be. Um, but you are going to see the Assyrian written in, apps and Blue Letter Bible and Quick, I think it's a Quick Bible. There's another app. You will see the Assyrian written, not the ancient, and so it becomes even more imperative to learn the Assyrian, although it can be challenging. Again, everything is possible that's how we learn with repetition, just repetition. All right. So that is your ah. Again, on the left is the ancient, on the right is the Assyrian. Trying to give enough time for everybody to make their notes. Again, the notes are an extremely important part also. Writing down, the more you write down these the letters, the more you're going to commit it to memory. The more you write down the conjugation when we get to that, the more you study it, the more you'll understand. As you're reading, these things will come back to mind. So just make sure that the effort is being put in to actually learn it. Okay. All right. Next, you have your ba. Again, on the left is the ancient, and on the right is the Assyrian. While y'all are writing that down, I hopefully going to get some other things figured out so I can. All right. Again, that is your ba. All right. Next you have your da. That is your da. Again, the ancient is on the left. The Assyrian is on the right. Ancient is on the left. The Assyrian is on the right. Quite well. Morning. That should work. All right. Next you have your da. Your da. As you can see, the ancient is basically just a triangle, and the Assyrian is there on the right. As we always share, the shield of David is which is what this is. It's not a star of David. It's a shield of David. David in Hebrew is Dawadah. So his shield was basically his signature, one da, and then intertwined with another da that was upside down. That's all it is. David's shield, Dawadah. All right. All right. Next you have your ha. That's your ha. Again, the ancient's on the left, and the Assyrian is on the right. That is your ha. All right. All right. Next you have your wa. Your wa. This one was a little challenging for me when I was first learning because I kept wanting, because of that Y looking shape, kept wanting to say ya, but it's wa. All right, wa. Of course, that's the ancient on your left and the Assyrian on your right. Wa. Right. Next, you have your za. Your za. You can tell that's relatively easy. The ancient just looks like a Z. Za. And then the Assyrian is on your right. Your za. All right. Next, you have your ha. Your ha. Almost like you scratching the back of your throat. Ha. All right. Again, that Salakia, the ancient is on the left, and the Assyrian is on the right. Your ha. All right. Next, you have your ta. Your ta. You can see in the ancient, it's like a circle with a cross in it. And then you have your Syrian on the right. That's ta. All right. And try to make sure you all have enough time to take notes, write it down, go over it, make sure it's make sure what you're writing looks like what's on the slide on the screen. All right. And make sure y'all have enough time for that. Next is your ya. Your ya. That is the ancient on the left and the Assyrian on the right. Where is it? There it is. Next, you have your ka. Ka. Your ancient on your left, the Syrian on your right, and the top right is your how your ka would look when it's in the middle of a letter or at the beginning. Um, the bottom is your ka and how it would look when it's at the end of a word. When it's at the end of a word, that's how your ka would look. And some of you may be noticing or not noticing that that ka at the end of the word looks a lot like uh, the da. But the difference is, and you'd be able to see it in in the text, is that the ka, the line comes down notably farther. If you want to make it like an imaginary line, like we all write on when we learn to write, the ka, that straight line down, will go below the line that you would be writing on to a certain extent. All right. So that's and these little differences matter as you get into reading it, reading the Hebrew more. Okay. All right. Next, we have your la. Your la. Again, the ancient is relatively easy. Looks like an L. Makes sense. The Assyrian, a little more challenging, but again, with enough repetition, it's no problem. All right. So that's your la. All right. Next, you have your ma, the ancient on the left, your Syrian on the right, and just like with the ka, the upper right ma you will find either at the beginning or in the middle of a word. The lower right is found at the end of a word, right? That's your ma. That's your ma, right? Next, you have your na. Your na. That's the ancient on the left, the Assyrian on the right. And again, the upper right, you'll find that. You would write it like that if it's at the beginning or in the middle of a word. And then the lower right, na, you would find at the end of a word. Slack it, hold on 1 second. Okay, yeah, you would find at the end of a word again. You can see that the na looks similar to your wa. All right, na looks similar to your wa, but again, that na would come down lower. All right. All right. Let's see. Thug Lord says, Shalom, Ezra. I have a couple off-topic questions. Can I send them in? Shalom. Uh, yeah, that's fine. You can send them in comment. Depending on how off topic they are, we may or may not get to them, but you can go ahead and send them in. All right. All right. So, like, all right. Next you have your sa. Your sa. Again, that's the ancient on the left and the Assyrian on the right. Ancient on the left and the Assyrian on the right. Next, you have your I. Again, um, the ancient Hebrew was began its earliest form as a more pictorial type of writing, so that I actually mirrors your eye, your eyeball. All right. So you have your ancient on your left, your Syrian on your right. All right. All right. Now bear with me. These slides are a little out of order. There we go. Next you have your pa. Your pa. The ancient is on the left. The Syrian is on the right. Again, the upper right. The upper right. Like the upper right is the pa as it would appear either at the beginning or in the middle of a word, and the lower right is how it would appear at the end of a word. All right, that's your pa. Next, we have your tazah. The tazah. All right. The ancient is on the left. No, your ancient is on the left. Your Syrian is on the right. Your upper right is your tazah as it would appear at the beginning or the middle of a word. The lower right is how it would appear at the end of a word. All right. Next, you have your qua. Ancient is on the left. The Syrian is on the right. All right. Next, you have your ra. Your ra. Ancient is on the left. And your Syrian is on the right. The ancient is on the left. The Assyrian is on the right. All right. Next, you have your Shah. Ancient is on the left. And the Assyrian is on the right. Ancient is on the left, and the Assyrian is on the right. All right. All right. Now, last letter is our Tha. Tha. That's the ancient on the left, and the Assyrian on the right. All right. That's your Tha. All right. Now, before we go too much further, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to get some shout outs here. Folks came in the building. Obviously, Rasha Martha is in the building. How about Shema Shabbat? Chupa Kazaki is in the building. How about Shema Shabbat? All right. Let's see. My Rib is in the building. How Shema Shabbat Yahweh and Sister Nas in the building. How Shema Shabbat Yahweh. All right. All right. Let's see. What is your opinion on people saying that the world is flat with a dome, and how can we disprove them? And two, what evidence do we have to discredit the sealed portion, the final testament of Christ? Okay, this is what I'm gonna do for you, Thug Lord. I'm gonna have you tune in either on Monday, during Monday's class, or you can come back next week. I'm gonna get both of those answers for you, but I do have a good amount of this Hebrew and its conjugation that I want to get to. But I am going to take your question down. And make sure you tune in on those nights. Either Monday, whenever I see you in there, or I might just address it twice. We'll figure it out. But I will definitely have an answer for you. All right. Let's see. Not what I want to do. I'll figure that out. All right. No, sir. All right. So next, as we went over last class, we're gonna go into some conjugation. All right. Okay, we're gonna start with prefixes. We're gonna start with prefixes. All right. And remember, um, each letter in the Hebrew alphabet also has a meaning. It can have several meanings, actually. All right. So we're going to get into those based on where they are. So prefixes obviously are attached to the beginning of words, and they have different meanings. Okay. So we went over this before. We're going to do it again. Again, so everybody can take notes. Again, that's repetition is key. All right. So your la means two or four as a prefix. Two or four. All right. Again, when I made my notes, I wrote the ancient, I wrote the Assyrian, dash, la, dash, two or four. Right? That's how I did my notes. However, you do your notes, just make sure they make sense to you. You can reference them and actually use them. All right. Hey, no sweat, brother. I am the bar. All right. Next, you have your ka. Your ka is like or as. All right. And again, these are found at the beginning of words, like or as. All right. Your sha. Your sha is who, which, cause, or sake. Who, which, cause, or sake. All right. Next, you have your ma. Ma means from in this sense. So, who can tell me which of those Assyrian mas you would find? Would it be the upper right or the lower right, given what we're talking about? The upper right or the lower right? Who can tell me? We'll call some par in the building. How about you, man? Shabbat brother? These are prefixes. So, which ma would we use? The upper right or the lower right? This is who's really in class tonight. All right, got a few folks in here. All right, there you go. Good sister hand. Top right, correct. But that's at the beginning of the word. Absolutely. All right. Next, you have your Yah. Your Yah means he. All right, give sister Na a hand as well. Absolutely. Top right for Ma because it's at the beginning of the word. Absolutely right. I don't know if I told y'all. Ma means from. I hope I said that a second ago. Ma means from. Yah means he. As a prefix, Yah means he. right? Next we have ha. Ha means thee. Ha is thee. All right, next we got ba. Ba means in, from ba. All right, next we have wa. Wa means and. Wa means and. And you have your ah. Ah. Ah means I or I am. All right, those are your prefixes. Okay. Now we're going to go to our possessive pronouns and our object pronouns. All right. I think we only went over possessive pronouns last week. This time we're going to go with possessive pronouns and object pronouns. So possessive pronouns are going to be at the end of nouns, where object pronouns are going to be at the end of verbs. All right. But they're going to be very, very similar. Okay. Very, very similar. Okay. Can I go back to he? Yep. Come on, no sweat. Go back to he. He is Yah. He is Yah. If anybody needs me to slow down or go back over anything, just let me know, all right? He means Yah. Or Yah means he, I should say. All right, you got it? You good to go? Anybody else need me to cover anything else? Or go back to anything else, I should say. Uh, okay, y'all bear with me. All right, come on. All right, no sweat. Um, okay, Salaki. All right, possessive pronouns. Yah is our first possessive pronoun. All right, that means my. It also means me. Also means me. All right. Next you have ka. Ka means your or you. Ha means your, and then an object, or not an object, but a possessive pronoun, like this is yours, or you as you would attach it to a verb. Ka. Next you have wa. Wa means his, as far as possessive pronoun, or he as you would attach it to a verb. Wa, okay? It's his or he. Ha is the top or the bottom. Ah, great question. Great question for the ka. Uh, Scrolling too fast. There it is. All right. So my red asks, do we use the top or the bottom? Okay, so these all go at the end of a word. All right. If you're showing possession of a thing, that's going to be at the end of a word. And if you're doing it associated with verbs, it's also at the end of the word. So you let me know what you think it is. Is it which one would you use? Let's see. Which one do you think we would use? Your sister had absolutely right. Bottom right, because these are all at the end of the words. Correct. All right. Where were we? I think we were on ha, which is hers or she. The ha is hers or she. All right. Let me see if I can do this the way I want to. We're going to do. No. Is that going to do it? Yes. All right. So Nawa. Nawa. Now, always remember, Hebrew is read from right to left. So that's why it's Nawa. All right. Nawa. That means our or us. Okay. Now, which na is it? Oh, I am the boss, sir. That's right. Which na is it? Who wants to get at a shot? Nawa. Correct. Absolutely. To the sister here, the top right, because in this uh, here the wa is actually at the end of the word, so that's absolutely right. No wa, our or us. All right. And let's uncheck these. I don't think that is checked. Okay, great. Um, all right. I really gotta figure out how to get these in order. Killing me. All right. Next is come, come. Come means basically you all, right? Y'all, but that's the masculine form. It's the masculine form. And again, for the ka, you would use the top right. It's at the well, it's not at the end. But for the ma, you would use the bottom right of the Assyrian. Calm. Again, that's you all or y'all, the masculine form. All right. Now, the feminine form would be Khan. Khan. The feminine form of you all or y'all. All right. It's the feminine form. So again, that would be the top right ka, and the lower right na. That would be your Khan. It's the feminine form of you or you all. I mean, not you, but y'all or you all. All right. Next, you have your ma. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. You have your ma. Correct. Okay, that was another great question. Okay, so when do you use the feminine or masculine forms, right? If there is a group of women, a group of females, then you would use the feminine form. If there is one male in that female group, so let's say you have, 10 sisters you're talking to, then you would say Khan. If a brother walks up and now you got 10 sisters and one brother, you use the masculine form. If it's all brothers, you use the masculine form. So anytime if it's all females, all males, you use the male or the female, respectively. If there's a mixed crowd, you always use the masculine form. Great question. Great question. All right. And lastly, we have our na salaki. I don't think I went over ma salaki. Ma is their or them, like it's their item or them. They did a thing. All right. That is the masculine form of that. So you're not talking directly to a group, you're talking about a group. All right. That is a masculine form of that. And again, you use that if there are all men or there is a mixed group of men and women. All right, and lastly, you have your na, which again is it's their thing, or they did a thing, them. Okay, same deal. This is just a feminine form. So if there's a group of women, this is the form that you use. All right. Now in the last class, my rib asked me about a particular word, and I wasn't able to pull it up last class. Now I'm hoping y'all brought some words, because let me see if I can show y'all this. Let me close this out right now. All right. Um, who's who has a concordance? Who might be familiar with the concordance? Kana la. This is. Let me see. He's gonna be able to show. This is the concordance that I have. This is the concordance that I have. All right. This is. I want y'all to see how thick it is. I don't know. I think y'all can get it. Anyway, it's a big book. All right. Oh, no sweat. That's what class is for. That's what class is for. It's lucky. No sweat. All right. So you can get a concordance app. I don't really care to use the concordance apps. They don't seem as natural to me. Um, I don't know. I like this is good for me to just look stuff up. All right. And the way this book is laid out, the first probably half or more of the book is basically like a big dictionary. Okay. So you look up a word, um, and it lists every scripture that it's used in the Bible, where you can find that word in the Bible. All right. And then it gives the different, because there are different contexts for different words. For the same word can have different meanings. All right. So it will give you maybe different references to then go later in the book. All right. And all of this is kind of, I'm gonna pull up on the interlinear also, the blue letter Bible, so you can see how they kind of work in tandem. I don't care to use the blue letter Bible as much. This one it just comes more natural to me. But again, whatever works, go with that. The tools are what's gonna help us learn. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna use the concordance. And hopefully, I will show you all if this works out the way I wanted to. I'll be able to show you all how it works in the Blue Letter Bible for the same purpose. All right. So one word that she asked me about last week, and if y'all have words, hopefully y'all got some words that y'all want to know. We can go through the spelling, how to pronounce them, all that stuff. So if you got words that you're wondering about or ones that you want to know, just go ahead and put them in the chat, and we'll get to them. All right. Okay. So she asked me. She asked in class last week about the word family. All right. So we're going to pull up the word family. I'm going to do it in the concordance, and I'm going to show you how to do it in the Blue Letter Bible. All right. And again, the good thing about the concordance is, like, if you have a app, you have to search the entire Bible to see what scriptures come up. Then you would have to go to the scriptures and do some clicking. Here, you don't have to do that as much. All right. Bear with me. I'm going to have to take these glasses. Okay, here we go. Family. Okay, so we're just gonna pull up the first scripture because the bulk of all these scriptures have the same. They reference the same word. All right, it's number 4940. Okay, so the first one we're just gonna pull up just for reference is Leviticus 20:5. All right, so we're gonna share the screen. Do I want to do that? Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay, so Leviticus 20:5 says, and I will set my face against that man and against his family. All right, so there's the word. And what we can do here is click on it. Nope, click on the scripture. And then it will pull up the interlinear, which has the Hebrew in it. All right. Now, again, I believe, yes, if you keep scrolling down, it actually gives you why it's not showing the entire screen. Oh, I guess it is. Oh, it's backwards from what I'm used to looking at. Salaki. So on the left side is the English. We'll set my face against that man. You see that? And against his family. Okay. Now, when you click on, again, 4940, which is what I was able to see here, when you click on that, shows you, you get it right. Make sure I'm pronouncing this right. Let me see. Right, right. Okay, before I give it to y'all, we're going to see who might be able to work it out in the chat. All right, we just went over all the letters. So who wants to give it a shot? What I'm looking for is to type out how this would be pronounced. Right? It doesn't have to, the spelling ain't necessarily correct. It's just I want to see if you all are working through the sounds of the letters. Okay? So that's a ma, a sha, a pa, a ha, and a ha. Now, one thing I'm going to say, you see the pronunciation here, just under it on the right. Do not go by that. You can't go by that. That is, I don't know who is speaking those languages, but that's not the pronunciation. All right. So, who wants to give it a shot as far as how that would be pronounced? Let's see. All right. Well, Liv gave it a shot. Y'all give her a hand just for giving it a shot. Damn right. Masha Pawa. Okay. All right. You gave it a shot. Not quite. All right. This would be Mash Pacha. Okay. Mash Pacha. Mash Pacha. Mash Pacha. So what you find is there are kind of natural blends that um, the more you read it, the more you talk about it. Not talk about it, but the more you come to class, the more you read it, the more you try to enunciate it and things of that nature. The sound, the blends will kind of come. All right, mashpacha. All right, that means family. Okay, so now let's get into some conjugation. Oh, no sweat. Autocorrect is killing you. I'm sure, especially with trying to type this out. All right. So how would you say, how would you say her family? How would you say her family? Given the suffixes we just talked about, right? With the possessive pronoun, her family. How would you say it? All right, la'a. It's not a ha in the front. It's actually a ha at the end. Possessive pronouns go at the end of words. All right. And this is a good example because this is also a side note. All right. It's a side note. When letters, when words end in the ha, like this one does, and you want to show ownership, or you becomes or you need a quote unquote suffix, the ha changes to a tha, and then you put the suffix on. All right. So I'm gonna show you an example of that, so this can kind of make sense. All right. Get my mouse right. We're gonna go if we go to Leviticus 20 and 5, which we are where? Back. Can I go back? Yes. We are still in 25. Yep, that's what I was hoping. No, that's not the one I wanted. Salakia. Yes, it is. I'm gonna get myself together, y'all. I'm gonna get myself together. Sister Coco in the building. Shalom, sis. All right. So here we have his family, right? Same number, same word. Wait a minute. That's not what I'm looking for. Something's not right. Salakia. Hold on. Hold on. Bear with me. This is not. That's not the one I was looking for. Something's not right. Mm, Bear with me, y'all. Oh, that was right. See, that's why I don't like. That's why I don't like to use the Blue Letter Bible. I got myself very confused a second ago. All right. I don't want to use that version because that's going to be more confusing. All right. So this is what we're going to use. We're going to go to Numbers 27 and 4. The phrase there is a little more direct for what we're doing right now. All right. All right, so Numbers 27 and 4. Um, Says, why should the name of our father be done away from among his family? Again, his family. All right. Now, when we were talking about a second ago, it was her family, but we found this for reference. So it wouldn't be a ha in this case. It's going to be a wa. All right. It's going to be a wa. So when you go to his family, this here is the root word, mashapacha. All right. This is the word that's actually in the text, in the actual verse when you read it, and you could see it's nashkapas, like it. Ma, again, practice. All right. Mashapath, mashapath, mashapach. Hold please. This is probably why I couldn't get it last week. This is a difficult one. This is a difficult one. All right. And I practiced this earlier, and I'm still struggling. That's all right though. We're gonna figure this out. There it is. Mashapakha. Mashapakha, I believe is how you pronounce that. But you can see that ha, this is what I was trying to get to. The ha changed to a tha, so that that could be pronounced tha, because if not, it would just be ha or two ha's, which don't make sense. Okay. So this is what I was trying to get to. I probably should have left that lesson alone until I got these pronunciations right. That's all right. We're gonna work through it. Does anybody have any other words? Any other words? All right. If not, I will pull some up randomly so we can again work through the pronunciation and things. Anybody have any other words that they're thinking of that they may want to know, or they want to know what that word is, so they can get some perspective on how to pronounce and to spell it. Let's see. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what I'll pull up. Right. All right, the sister said war. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, let's see. Again, any other words, y'all throw them in the chat. No sweat. I'm nervous and kid one. I had a doozy before. That's all right. Ain't no sweat. Don't be nervous. We got work. We're gonna work our way through all of them. Through as many as we can. That's how we learn. It's what it is. All right. So war. Let's see. Other notes. So listen, this is why again, this is super important. I cannot say it enough. Take notes. I have a ton of notes that I am constantly flipping through when we are when obviously Yarash Hamas was teaching class. I constantly flip through these notes, and even studying these notes still makes it, it can be difficult. All right, not difficult, but just as it can be challenged like anything else when you're learning something. All right. Okay. All right. Let's make sure that works. Okay. How we gonna do this? 4421. Oh, you know what? I might be able to do that before we do that. All right. Okay, here we go. Here's the word for war. Again, we're gonna see if y'all can type the pronunciation in the chat. Y'all can see that well enough. Might be able to make it a little bigger. All right. So that's a ma, a la, a ha, a ma, and a ha. All right, who wants to type that in the chat? The pronunciation. Who wants to give it a shot? So that is right there. Take a guess. Again, it's a ma, a la, a ha, a ma, and a ha. All right, for the sake of time. Malachama. Malachama. All right. So it's not malachamaha. It's malachama. Because that end, uh, you kind of abbreviate the sounding on um, the last letter. All right. Malachama. All right. Right. Let's see what some other words. Other words. Anybody got no words? Anybody else got any word? Let me say it like that. Let's see. Let's see. What's another word? I'm just gonna pick some random ones now. Let's see. Um, here you go. This ain't bad. This might be relatively easy. All right. Stop that. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. Here we go. This is a everyday word. An everyday word. All right. Um, when you go through a drive-through, you put this down. You roll this down. This is a window. All right. Pronunciation is Halawan. Halawan. Again, you got your ha, your la, your wa, and your na. And again, we were talking earlier, you see how that wa and that na look very, very similar. But the na comes down lower when it's at the end of a word. Obviously, when it's not at the end of a word, it looks different. There's not the confusion's not there. All right. Halawan. So again, how would we say um, how would we say how would we say their window? And we are talking about a mixed crowd. How would we change? Well, how would we change this first? Let's see. Okay. Ma halawa. La. Close. You got it at the beginning though. So we need to go at the end. So it will be hala halawan halawan ma. That's how it would be. So what we would do, we would take that na, change it to the proper na since it's no longer at the end of the word. And then you're gonna put ma in, but that ma is at the end of the word. Chala, Chalawan, like it, Chalawan ma, Chalawan ma. The only thing you don't have is the na in there. You almost had it. Almost had it. You need the na on the end right after that, right before your ma. You getting it? That's Tawab. All right. Halanamwa. Halanama. I'm gonna check with Officer Yaraj to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. I think you still wouldn't pronounce the na as hard as you have it right there. So I think it would still be halanam. I'm messing up. Halawanma. I believe is how you pronounce it. I'm gonna check with Officer Yaraj to make sure. Right. If I can move it 1 second. All right. All right. So now Riv says why na before ma versus the ma only? Meaning, why don't we just drop the na? Is that what you're saying? That's because if a male, let's see. That's because if a male is there, then we go with the masculine. Correct. Correct. Your ma is what you want. Okay, I see what you're asking. I see what you're asking. Okay. All right. So let me go back. I see exactly what you're asking. That's a good question. All right. So the root word. Oh, I'm messing up. You gotta remember, as I do, the direction of these it's right to left. And so on this app, the backspace and delete buttons are the opposite as well. All right. So this, okay. Ha, halawa. What did I say? Halawan, right? Halawan is the root word. The root word has the na on the end. The root word, and this is why the root words are so important. That's why and again, the which is why I don't really care for the blue letter Bible because it's confusing. It's too much, to me. It's almost too much information. But the root word is important to know the root word, so then you can know whether a prefix or a suffix is there. Okay, so because the root word has the na, you have to keep the na, so you have your root word, right? And then you add your possessive pronoun of the ma. All right. Did that answer your question? Does that kind of make sense? Kind of like, let me know. Okay. All right. My rep said, okay, I was missing the na on the root word. That makes sense now. Okay. No sweat. All right. Lock it. I need to make a couple notes. Lock it. All right. Let's see. What other words we got? Let's see. Let's see. Mm, um, comparable word. Where is it? Where is it? Got it. I don't have a no sweat. All right. I'll go to something else. Again, anybody got any words? Go ahead and type them in. I'm just pulling random ones at this point. We're just gonna find. All right. Oh, this is a good one. We're gonna see. Right. Okay. All right. All right. So that is a word. Again, let's try to type in the sound of it. Type in the sound of it. That's a sa, a la, and a ha. A sa, a la, and a ha. Let's see. Get my river ahead. So you're right and not quite. All right. So now you know what? I'm gonna give you a second. If you can give me a little bit more as far as if you could break this down as far as how you got there, because what's written is not what you typed. It's in the it's less than what you typed. All right. So think about what we went over as far as the suffixes, what comes at the end of a word, because you're right. You're there. We use this term often. Think about root words uh, versus not. Trying to get you there without giving you the answer. All right. You might, if you can explain it, I'm gonna be thoroughly impressed because and you know what? For that, let me give you absolute credit for even getting like you saw that you sounded it out. You got it, but you went a little too far. And if you need me to give it to you, just if you don't know, just say, la and I'll give it to you. Let's see. Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask you another question. What does it mean? What you typed, what does it mean? Um, I see that answer too. All right. Okay, no sweat. You said no sweat. So hear me out though. What you typed the first time, I'm gonna put it back up there. What does that mean? Type in what that means. Type in um okay. Uh you're in the ballpark. I want you to I'm looking for a particular word. And this is all you're all right as far as what it means, okay? Sorry. She said sorry or my bad. Yes. But I want to get you fully there because I feel like you're gonna have an aha moment when you get there. All right, so just walk with me. Okay, let's see. Wrong? Not quite. No, not wrong. Um, let's go back to this one. All right. Um, what's another way to say that? What's another way to say that? When you say sorry, what are you really? What's the full sentence? The more, if you will, almost the more proper way to say it, and you don't have to change the word. Right? See, yeah, I know. Yeah, I got you. You don't have to change the word. You're saying it. You're saying sorry, but what you're really saying, the full expression, when you say sorry, you're saying that you are sorry. What's another way to say that? If you're saying it in the first person, it's not that you're not saying you are sorry. You're saying, I'm gonna give it to you. You're saying, I'm sorry. Okay. Another now, now I'm gonna walk you there. The word means excuse or forgive. So the word is salah. The word is salah. But why do we say what you first typed? Okay, you got there. Right. I'm sorry. That's really what you're saying. So think about the word is salah. The word is forgive or excuse. That's what it means. All right. No, I think we're going down different road. No sweat. All right. So I'm gonna help you out. When you go into because okay, so the word is salah. So salahya, what's on the end of salahya? What the word is salah. That's the root word. We say salahya. Salahya. What does that ya mean? La ya is not. Oh, I got you. You said ya is he. No. La. Me sorry. Yeah, You're in the building now. You're in the building. Me sorry. Another way to say it, because the word is excuse or forgive. So you could be saying, forgive me, excuse me. That's what it is. Salakia. Salakia. You are you my sorry, me sorry. Okay, you got close enough. Give a sister a hand. You got close enough. It's a wild job. But this is again, this is trying to connect these things. Because I figured hopefully you had an aha moment. I figured that you might. Um, all right. Let's see. Let's see. We're gonna get another word. Let's see. Um okay. Um, another one. All right, we'll go with this one. This is good. All right. Again, these are just random words. If anybody has a word, type it in. Oh, that's too wild. That's too wild. That's good stuff. I'm using me notes. Assuming you mean my, but that's all right. All these languages. That's all right. It's a wild job. All right, let's see. Um, okay. All right, let's see. We're gonna do. Where are you? Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. All right. We are shifting gears. This is a food, actually. All right. So, all right. Same deal. Type in the chat how you think it would be pronounced. That's a I, a na, and a ba. An I, a na, and a ba. An I, a na, and a ba. Okay. Are we looking at a Syrian? Khan? Khan, this is a Syrian. Okay. Close. Sister said Anaba. Close. So think about it again at the end of um oh, gotcha. All right. So you think about it again. I think I understand why you jumped to Salaki with the word Salah. Okay. So again, at the end of words, you don't typically you don't fully pronounce the letter. You kind of cut it off at the consonant sound. So it wouldn't be Anaba. Give you one more shot. I think you're gonna get a sister a hand. Anab. Anab. All right. Now we're gonna conjugate it. All right. So how would we say? Oh, the word is grapes. This is the word for grapes. All right. How would you say how would you say your grapes? How would you say your grapes? And tell me what I should do with the word to get it to say that. Anab is the root word for grapes. La'ah, not kanab, but you are in the building. Now in the building. So think about where the possessive pronouns go in relation to the word. All right. It's not kanab. Get a sister a hand. That is absolutely right. Anabka. That would be saying your grapes. Anabka. Clearly, I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. I'm going to put Anabka. You were right the first time. Anabka. All right? Anabka. So, no sweat. No sweat. Just ignore my last try. No sweat. I give you credit for the right answer, and then the test was over. That's what happened. All right. So, what I'm going to do, what you would do with a knob is add. So, okay, wait a minute. Did I just find a flaw? I did just find a flaw. I don't know if I can use this website anymore. Bear with me. Oh, there it is. Lucky. I think I saw it. There we go. So we would add ka at the end, and then you have a nabka. All right, a nabka. It's a wild job. It's a wild job. We're gonna get one more, and then we're gonna get up out of here. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Um, what can we do? Mm, trying to get one that we might use on an everyday basis. Um, okay, here's one. All right, this would be the last one. All right. All right. All right, here we go. That's a ma, a pa, a ya, and a fa. A ma, a pa, a ya, and a fa. Let's see. So close. So close. All right, the sister said, my pa, ya, fa. All right. So again, think about at the end of a word, what do you do with the pronunciation of the letter? At the end of the word, you typically don't pronounce the entire. There you go. Here's sister hand. Mapayat. That word means napkin. Napkin. All right. So, um, yeah, do I want to do that? Oh, all right. Here we go. How would you say our napkin? First, tell me, if you could, first tell me what to do with the word. Okay. Somebody getting fancy, y'all. Somebody getting fancy. My brother said her napkin would be mapayaha. Uh, la'a. La'a. I'll give you another chance. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna get you to look at you. You are so close to our napkin. All right. Look at your look at your possessive pronoun on the end again. Check your spelling. You're so close. Check your spelling. You are right there. Let's see. Okay. Wana is not our. Nawa is. So that spelling is correct. It's my my you got me messing up. Hold on. Mapayafnawa. That would be our napkins. Mapayafnawa. Mapayafnawa. All right. Her napkin. Okay. Since you put it up there, we're gonna deal with her napkin too. All right. But before we do that, okay, hold on. Let me show you what that would look like. You would add a na and a wa. Where's my wa? So this is what my pop, yeah, my pafia, my pop, yeah, my pafia nawa, my pafia nawa. No, I'm saying that wrong. Am I? My payaf, my payaf nawa. That's it. My payaf nawa. That's how that would look. My payaf nawa. All right. But you also put her napkin, right? So let's see what that looks like. Uh-oh. Okay. The only thing I would say is you would add an H at the end of that. You would add an H at the end of that because that is technically a ha. Oh, there you go. These buttons are backwards. It's a ha that would be added at the end for her napkin. So that will be mapayas, and then you add your ha for her napkin. So mapayata, mapayata. All right, it's a wild job. It's a wild job. All right, we're gonna get to the security announcements real quick. And again, to the brother that asked the question, I'm gonna make sure I have an answer for you. Um, if you check back, like I said, if you log into Monday's class, I will definitely have it. And if not, I have it for you next week. All right. Uh, Slocky. The water, sir. The water, I appreciate it. All right, we had ISUPK started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the camp leader will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find it in, oh, Salaki, let me drop this. You can find it in Numbers 18 and 21, or Malachi 3, verses 8 through 10. It means tenth in the Hebrew, Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department, or you can go to isupk.com and you can pay your tithes directly there through PayPal. All right. Priest Fund, which is a free will offering for priests, not mandatory whatsoever amount you'd like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation days. The next one runs from December 7th. I think it's December 7th through December 15th, I believe. That's a feast of dedication or Hakanka. All right. And then after that, it would be the Feast of Purim. And then I believe the one after that is Passover. All right. But the Feast of Dedication or Hakanaka is the next uh, High Holy Day. All right. And lastly, if any brother wants to become a trooper in the school, he needs to start wearing all black. That's black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and war scarf. Get in contact with the school in your area. If you are in Virginia, you want to get in contact with Officer Urash Amath or Captain Nazis out in the shop and let them know that that's what you want to do. All right. And with that, I give one courtesy salute again to the brother Shalom Yahweh Shem Shabbat Wa Shalom Yahweh Shem Lathan by Shem Yahweh. All right. Shalom Israel.